So, this whole three-eye atlas, we haven't heard a lot about it in a while, but I saw something last night and it came up on BP Earthwatch. Guys, some I showed you some pictures and I've showed you some things that he's had on his channel. Great, great channel. He's got some new pictures of the three-eye atlas up, and I want to show you because to me it's crazy. It's crazy. Not only crazy, it's scary. But we're going to share my screen. We're going to watch BP Earthwatch, see what he has to say.
Guys, we got two new images coming in from 3i Atlas. One is this image coming from a ground-based telescope in Spain from the Arnaiz Observatory, I think it is. And the other one is one from an orbiter that was going over Mars when Atlas flew by. Now, it didn't come in right away. Remember, there was going to be a delay on a lot of different pictures coming in from the rovers and the orbiters. And we'll look at that one also. But this one's real interesting in a way. This is how it came in, and different people have it. And again, it's called the Arnaiz, Naves, telescope or observatory in Spain. Now, right away, I saw that what is happening, it's come around the sun, starting to get a few images of it. And as it gets further away from the sun, it may be a little easier because you're not having to filter out that glare. Now, remember the one we've been watching? It looks like a fleet of ships inside of a force field that we analyzed. That was a heat sensing or thermal camera from a ground-based telescope. So in that image, the difference between this one and that one is, again, we were looking at the heat images, okay, thermal telescope. Here we're looking at more visual images, but what's amazing to me is we're starting to get the same results no matter what happens. Let me bring this up just a little bit. No tail, they've noted that in both reports, no tail. And the object Atlas is moving to the northeast like this, away from the sun. And what we're seeing is that same shielding effect. Again, we can't get the heat signatures from this visual image, but look what we're seeing inside of it. The larger section is at the very bottom, just like before. And there, you can get this up so far and you can see some smaller objects inside of this. Some people call it a cosmic egg. I think it's a force.
What in the world is that? It's not, I mean, it looks like it's not even just one object. Look at that. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Field. And you see two major ones here and the major unit here. It's amazing. Let me back it out just a little bit. And I've taken that and looked at it through a couple of different filters. Let's take a look at those. And taking a lot of glare out of it, guys, and just kind of diving into it and not letting it get too out of focus, you can see clearly there's different objects. This is that bottom one right there that we've been seeing. And in the very first images that I processed from Atlas, it looked like three objects. Do you guys remember going back that far? I'll show it to you before this is over. And that's way before it got over Mars. And it was a James Webb, I think, image. Now here I inverted everything. The dark places, the white, are now white. See that? Here, and here are the objects. Again, this is, I'm pretty sure it's some type of either cloaking or a shield that would prevent asteroids or anything like that, meteorites getting in, or not meteorites, but meteors or something like that, striking into this group of objects. And I talked about this before. We got the best images from the thermal images from Dobsonian Power, his YouTube channel.
Does it not feel like we are in some type of movie or something? I mean, it really feels like we're in some type of, I don't know, Independence Day or one of those, the earth is going to end kind of movies. Things just don't feel right. Things haven't felt right for a while. For a while.
And this again was yesterday. The Chinese images we're going to look at again were from the 21st, I think, of October somewhere, or the 23rd, somewhere when it was going over Mars, right in that point. But guys, this is showing the same thing. And this again is changing everything, dark to light, light to dark. Same thing that we're seeing. And doing the same thing here, except trying to dim down everything that's possible. You notice this background of space is gone, but this is still what we're seeing in the main object. We have some type of fleet moving through our solar system right now. We don't know what it's going to do. I think there's images that were obtained during the Martian overfly and that were not being shown, and I think there's probably dozens more. But again,
and guys, the weird thing about it is we've got images from China, from all these other places, but nothing from NASA. And NASA has been really quiet. And they're saying, oh, it's because the government shut down. How convenient. How convenient for the government to be shut down during everything that's happening right now. Why aren't we getting information? That's my question.
I'm telling you, it's not a comment. I said that from Jump Street. Now let's look at the images of the flyover that were held back when it flew over Mars. Now it's hard to tell much about this. Again, this was from an orbiter, if I'm not mistaken, orbiting Mars, and they asked them to turn the cameras up. And again, everyone was fussing because of the delay of getting them. What you can see here, this is Atlas, is there's definitely no tail. It's not very easy to see anything in here at all except some fuzziness on this back side. I've seen that before in other images, but this one's very old. I just wanted to show you the different ones that we have. And just going back to this image, guys, it's very obvious from looking at this. It's clearer than some other images I've seen that there's something or objects inside of this energy ball, or anything you want to call it, okay? Plasma ball. It is a shield. And it's shielding this group of objects from whatever comes its way, even easily being visible. And that can change by simply dropping the temperature slightly, and it becomes invisible unless you have those heat telescopes, the thermal telescopes like we saw on the other images. But I'm not going to draw this out 30 minutes with a lot of graphics and all. That's all we have is 2 pictures. I just wanted to point this out, guys. Whatever it is it, we know it is not a natural object. I can't say man-made because man, as we know, man may not have anything to do with it. Is it some type of extraterrestrial? I would say definitely it is, because it has come in from deep space and appears to be headed back out that way.
And it doesn't mean, hey, that, we're going to be invaded by Martians or something like that. He's not saying that, but it is alien because it's not from, our solar system. It is just really strange. And why aren't we getting any more answers?
If we would have had pictures this good in the earlier stages of it, then we would have known if objects, like we've heard from Avi Loeb and other people, possibly dropping off probes as it gets close to Mars and Venus and Jupiter and all of that. It would be nice to see, because if we started getting empty spaces in here, that would be very interesting indeed. But let's count the ones that are obvious right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I've seen these in other images, so pretty sure they are within that. Is the globe blocking something else internally? I don't know. They would want some space between it, obviously. So what would be something to look for in the next images that we get? Does the inside, the outside hasn't changed, does the inside look the same? Does it have the same amount of objects? We're watching it, guys. A lot of people were interested in it enough.
Guys, this is just really strange. And I kind of wanted to bring that to your attention. Now, they're saying that there is another object out there. So it's just really strange. But I want to play this for you too, because, like I said, Stefan Burns has come out saying there is a new rogue object that's out there just while Three Eye Atlas is out there. So let me show you this, because this is just as strange as Three Eye Atlas.
Hey everyone, geophysicist Stefan Burns here. Breaking news, a new rogue object has been found hurtling through our solar system directly in between interstellar object 3I Atlas and Earth. This is C2025 V1 Borisov, first observed by Gennady Borisov of Crimea, who is the individual that first observed 2I Borisov, the second ever observed interstellar object. Now we have this object directly in between 3I Atlas and Earth that does not have a tail, just like 3I Atlas. There are a couple observations that detected some sort of tail. Most of them, though, show just a coma. Very anomalous, very bizarre, actually closer to the sun than 3I Atlas. We have new imagery of 3I Atlas post-perihelion. It was blasted by a ton of solar storms since its superior conjunction on the
And we just saw that with BP Earthwatch.
21st. Through its perihelion, tons of light radiation, and yet even with all that, it is not showing any sort of obvious tail. That's very bizarre. And China has finally released their imagery of 3I Atlas as taken by the Tianwen probe orbiting around Mars back early October. It's a very low resolution image, but they finally released that. So the only group that we're waiting on now is NASA, and I guess also the UAE, though I don't know how good those images and observations are going to be. So we have a new rogue object, as of right now classified as a comet, found directly in between 3I Atlas and the Earth. It's going to be performing its perihelion with the sun if it stays on its calculated orbital trajectory in mid-November. And we have new images of interstellar object 3I Atlas, which is still quite close into our sun, though it's getting closer and closer to Jupiter day by day. So with that, let's get right into it. We'll begin by looking at our 3D solar system visualization tool as provided by the Sky Live, and we have 3 different objects plotted here. First and foremost, 3I Atlas.
This is what I want you guys to see, because I want you to see this new rogue object is right in there with 3I Atlas and Earth. And it just seems really crazy to me.
Here's its hyperbolic trajectory cutting through the solar system. Here we have C2025 V1 Borisov going like this, and then we also have C2025 K1 Atlas. All 3 of these from the perspective of Earth pretty close together in the night sky. So K1 Atlas is an unusual comet. It does have a tail, but it's glowing a golden yellowish color, which is not that common. It can be found right now in the constellation of Leo. And then Borisov is found in the constellation of Virgo right next to 3I Atlas. Today it is the 6th of November, and we can see that if you were here, this is our Earth right there in blue, look how close together these are. Very close together. If you go forward 2 days, we see that they're nearly in alignment, though we do have Borisov above the ecliptic plane. But we get...
So guys, what is happening? What is happening with all of these new interstellar objects and everything that's out here now? Our government is closed. What is going on? It is really scary. So I just wanted to bring this update to you guys with the 3I Atlas still out there. And now we have a new rogue object out there. Who knows if it's a comet or not? Who knows what it's going to do? Because our government is still closed. Oh my gosh. So guys, tell me what you think down in the comments. I love each and every one of you, and I will see you in the next video.